This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to another incredibly frustrating version of the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant reaction to every single Rays game. I'm Jonathan Shields. I've been a Rays fan through all the painful days like today, yesterday, and the day before, and all the good years like in 2008, 2020, and so on and so forth, as coming to you as the Rays get swept by the Kansas City Royals and Bobby Witt Jr., who is the best player in baseball right now. 8-2. And this one, we're going to be talking about the pitching struggled for the first time in a while, but they also can't be perfect every game. How can the Rays offense get on track in any sort of form? And I have some numbers for you guys that I think are going to surprise a lot of you guys. And what everyone is talking about, and what we'll be talking about first, is the offense no showing again.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And it is that offense. So let's do some math. 2 games ago, the Rays scored 1 run. Yesterday, the Rays scored 0 runs. Today, the Rays scored 2 runs. I wasn't the smartest kid in school, but that is 3 runs in 3 games. A completely just dreadful number for the Rays, and it's not going to keep them competitive in this AL East or in any kind of division, any kind of playoff race. And I know it's easy to not panic. I know that it's easy to just say, oh, it's early. Oh, it's not even Memorial Day. But when things happen a few times, it's a coincidence. I said it yesterday. This is starting to turn into a trend. And it is a borderline miracle that the Rays at 14-17 are only 4 games back of the Yankees in the division and still have a +3 run differential. Borderline miracle that's happening. And let me give you guys some numbers of players struggling. Brandon Lau, last 8 games, 5 for 33. He's hitting 151. Cabby, last 7 games. Him or Taylor Walls, they have to be the duo for the worst offensive shortstop duo in the MLB. 3 for 26. He's batting $115. Morale, we talked about yesterday. He's 1 for his last 14. Cameron Meisner, his last 7 games, 3 for 22, $136. The reasons for the Rays' offensive problems is the depth of their lineup has been awful. As outside of Yandy, Jonathan Aranda, and Junior Caminero, everyone else has been dreadful. Chandler Simpson, I didn't list him here because he's a rookie, and you got to go through the bumps of your rookie season. Before he got a hit today, he was 0 for his last 12. And what is that? What does all this measure up with? The end of the winning streak when they score that many runs, and then this 3-game losing streak. And if you're Kevin Cash, he has no answers because Josh Lowe's hurt, Richie Palacios is hurt, Hyesung Kim is still hurt. When you have to start Janikowski, a guy that was sitting in as a 33-year-old that was sitting in AAA last week, it's not ideal. And I said it yesterday, the lack of bats, specifically in the outfield that's hurt right now, is hurting the Rays more than it has before this entire season. They're literally depending on Yandy, Jonathan Aranda to carry them right now. And no one's on base for them, so it's kind of hard for them to carry when there's really no one on base. Junior had a great series. He hit over 400 this series, but you look at the Royals, it seemed like they had 15 hits today. It seemed like all series long, everyone in their lineup was contributing in some capacity. For the Rays, right when they got down 3-1, I literally wrote down, even before they scored the Salvi RBI double, when it was still 3-1, I was like, oh, the Rays aren't coming back. Anytime the Rays get down, I have no faith that they will come back. I don't care the first day that we did this podcast, they scored 4 runs in the 9th and 1 in extras, and they did in Arizona. I'm surprised when it happens. Whenever the Rays get down 2 or more runs, I have no faith in them coming back. It's because this offense, the depth of this lineup is being tested like it has not had so far this year, and they are struggling. They are struggling right now, but so is baseball. There's 120 some odd games left. It is a long season, but I said it to begin this. I said it yesterday. What the offense is doing, if it was just a few times, it's a coincidence. It's been for 2 weeks straight, outside of 3 games. So we went yesterday, so I'm not going to do it again, and read you guys how many runs the Rays scored the last 2 weeks. And they always scored over 4 runs 4 times since the 16-run game against Boston. That's not a coincidence when the Rays score 1 or 2 runs like they have I bet you more than any team in the MLB this year. I should have looked it up. I bet you they have scored 2 or less runs more than any other team in baseball, outside of maybe the White Sox, who are a glorified double-A team, and the Rockies, who are a glorified single-A team. And again, if I'm Kevin Cash, what are you going to do? You know what I would do? I would start Curtis Mead. Not against, he's going to start tomorrow because it's a lefty. I would start him against a righty. What do you have to lose? You don't have guys contributing that are in there every day. And I understand at the spots where Curtis Mead plays, you don't want to sit someone because they're actually doing something, but it might be good for Brandon Lau to get another day off, but because his at-bats are really not even competitive right now. And we know when he's cold, he's cold. And 5 for 33, he might as well be sitting on top of an iceberg right now. That's how cold he is. I do not know the answers for the Rays right now, but I'm going to give you my best guess for how the Rays offense can get back on track right after this. This episode is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your pair controller, subscribe or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Unlimited with EA Play included, and you're ready to go. Dive into hundreds of premium titles, including EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty, as easily as you stream your favorite shows. What if you could jump into your favorite Xbox titles without ever needing your console in every room? That's what this is for. Head to Amazon.com/FireTV locked on to get started. Xbox Game Pass Unlimited subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. This episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. So before we get into how I would fix the lineup, how would you guys, what would you guys do to get the offense back on track? I want to hear what you guys would do before I get into it. But there's not an easy fix. And the easy fix is getting guys healthy. Like, that's the easy fix. Your entire outfield is hurt. And when you looked at the outfield today, Simpson, Meisner, and Janikowski, if you would have told me that's the lineup on opening day, that's a red flag. Because the lineup was supposed to be Morel, DeLuca, Josh Lowe. And if you would have said, nope, this isn't just guys having an off day, this is the lineup because of injuries outside of obviously Morel. And that's issue number one. But with the group that's there right now, what would I do? Honestly, I would bump down Brandon Lau in the order. I would hit him 6th and maybe see if that could wake him up a little bit. I would play Curtis Mead at least one time versus right-hand pitcher to show if he can have any sort of pulse against them, because anytime it's like he has a plague when a right-hander comes up. They immediately take him out. He can't even be seen next to a right-handed pitcher. So, I mean, what do you have to lose at this point? The offense isn't scoring at all. And I just read you 4 names that are hitting below 150 in the last 8 games. It doesn't hurt to give Curtis Mead a shot for at least 4 at-bats against a righty. Does not hurt at all. And I would bat Yandy and Jonathan Rondon Jr. 2, 3, 4 in whatever order you want to do. Because those are your 3 best guys. I would put them back to back to back, and it just increases the possibilities of those guys hitting with people on base, mostly because those people get on base the most so far on this team. And then I would still hit Chandler Simpson lead off. You got to roll with his bumps. He got robbed a few times. I think Cameron Meisner got robbed one time. That was rough. Like he hit 105 off the bat. Just a great play by, I believe it was the second baseman. But outside of that, it's guys got to step up. I also would start Jensen almost every game. Ben Rortvedt might be the worst defensive catcher in MLB. I mean, teams run all over him. And the Royals did a great job all weekend or all midweek stealing but it was increasingly notable today. I mean, Ben Rortvett's throws were awful. So I mean, most of them weren't even competitive. I would play him every fourth day, and I would play Jensen however many games you play him in a row. He's going to play DeMarcus as a lefty. Play him Saturday. Play him back-to-back games. Play him all 3 games. I think Ben Rortvedt, who's barely hitting 100, is part of the problem. Whenever you have Caballero, Rortvedt, Walls, Rortvedt, you basically have a lineup with 7 players because Cabby, I don't want to be too harsh on Cabby. He's better than that, but especially when you go Walls, Rortvedt, just nothing you can do. And I know since it's a lefty tomorrow, Max Fried's pitching, that Kevin Cash is going to do the all righties. Jonathan Aranda should be in the lineup tomorrow. There is zero reason why he should not be in the lineup tomorrow. If you want to go all righties around him, that is fine. But the Rays have faced righties at least 4 or 5 times this year. By the way, not to be even more harsh, but every single time the Rays have gotten shut out this year, it's been versus a lefty. So we have that to look forward to tomorrow. But I would play Jonathan Aranda. If you want to play the 8 other righties outside of that, fine with that. He needs to be in the lineup tomorrow. But I don't think there's an easy fix, plug and play like, oh, boom, the Rays offense is going to score 8 runs tomorrow. It's going to be some guys having to look in the mirror and say, I need to be better. Notably, the 4 guys I just named. Also, Ben Rortvedt, who I don't even think I want to name because watching him play right now is very, very angry. And Danny Jansen, who's starting to play better, needs to be that catalyst. And I'll be really interested around 4 o'clock tomorrow, 3 o'clock tomorrow, when that lineup comes out to see what Kevin Cash does. Now, let's talk about the pitching. And I think it's unfair to say pitching struggles, but I didn't know another way to word it. But the pitching today did not have a 1-2-3 inning all day, which is concerning. Shane Baz was getting hit around all day. I mean, he gave up 9 hits. And then the one thing that really bothered me that Cash did today was in the top of the 6, bases loaded, 2 outs. It's 4-1. And then I don't know why you bring in Orzi in that spot. Fairbanks, I know you're not going to bring Fairbanks in the 5th inning, but Fairbanks hasn't pitched since Sunday. You said it hasn't pitched since Sunday. Clevenger hasn't pitched since X day. Now, I know it's against Witt, so you're not going to bring in Clevenger in that spot, but you bring in arguably your worst bullpen arm in a spot where you need a hold to keep the game competitive because it's going to be a struggle for the Rays to score 4 or 3 more runs to tie the game. If you give up another run there, there's almost zero chance the Rays are going to win. So I did not like him going to Orzi in that spot, and he immediately hits Witt with the first pitch with a changeup, and then the very next batter, 2-run single, and the game's basically over at that point. So I think the Rays pitchers get more of an unfair advantage than any other team in baseball right now because they get no run support. And you know what can you do? What can you do if you're a pitcher? You just got to keep going out there and playing because, like I said, it's a long season. This stuff is gonna even out over the course of the season. But man, it is hard to not have a pessimistic view on things right now. So just to recap things I do in the lineup, what do you have to lose against starting Curtis Mead against a righty? He can't be worse than the 5 guys I just named. And then I would play Jonathan Aranda, and I would bat Yandy, Jr., Aranda, those 3 in a row, and just maximize the potential for them to hit with people on base. So my top 4 tomorrow would be Simpson, Yandy, Aranda, Jr., and those 4. And then whatever you want to do after that, it can be whatever. Danny Jansen's been playing fine. Do you want to hit him 5th? Whatever. You can go from there. But anyway, we didn't get to this earlier. If you guys are watching live, leave a like and comment. I'm about to go get to the comments right now. If you're watching the replay, like and comment. I will be here again tomorrow, hopefully, after a Rays win. And one of the only positives you can look is the Rays are finally getting on the road, so maybe they can actually get a win. So we're going to start from the top as we go to our guy, Gary. Not a whole lot of positive things to say. I 100% agree. Bobby Witt Jr. is insane. I mean, he is just fantastic. And this is something I also want to highlight. I saw him put him in here. Hysom King should be a good stopgap until Williams is ready. Hysom King needs to come up just to lengthen this lineup even more. I mean, the Rays shortstops offensively right now is just terrible. It is just absolutely terrible. As we get to a few more comments here. You know it's bad when we got a guy, Alexander, saying bring back Alex Jackson. Alex Jackson might have been the single worst, might be the single worst baseball player I've ever seen hit. As we go to James Keck, first comment for James Keck on the stream. Are the Rays going to continue going with their farm? Or are they going to spend some money and get some dudes? That is a great question. That is a question that Rays fans and the Rays community has been asking for the past half decade. With the stadium this year, I get not spending money because you're going to be at a severe revenue loss. By the way, that stadium did not look full. That stadium looked like there's 6,000 people there today. So I'll be interested to see if Mark Tompkins said it was a sellout. Look, I mean, it's a dream for the Rays to spend money, but look on the guys they spent money on. I mean, I don't want to say his name, but they gave Ronda Franco that contract, and obviously his trial is going to be next month. But they have like PTSD for guys that they spent money on. So I wish they would. And you also had a good comment. Junior needs to be the star on the team. I agree. If we get if Junior, Yandy, and Aranda and Brandon Lau are the 4 best hitters on this team, that's a positive recipe for the Rays to be good. But you need the 4th guy, whether it's Lau, whether it's Lowe when Josh Lowe comes back. You need that 4th guy to help those first 3 out. But I agree. And Junior made some great. Oh wow, Mark Tompkins said it was not a sellout. 8K people. I mean, that is not good. All I saw was all those people in Tampa saying they're going to sell out every game, and it didn't matter where the stadium was. That the problem that it was in St. Pete was the problem. So I'll be interested to see what that was as we get to our guy Michael Dean. I completely trailed off on when I was talking about Junior, but yeah, I mean Junior needs to be the star, but also those 4 guys that I mentioned need to be your top guys, and then that lineup depth needs to come in and bolster those guys up, and then also contribute. I mean, how many times did the Royals get production from the bottom of their lineup? Too many times. As we go to Michael Dean, this Yankee series is big. Then he show up and win the series. I agree. We just talked about it. The Rays are only 4 back of the Yankees, and they're 2 games under 500. 2 games under. If they go take 2 or 3 from the Yankees and then come back home, and I believe they come back, they play the Phillies and the Brewers, who are obviously 2 playoff teams from last year. So they go to the Yankees for 3. Then it's Phillies, Brewers, at Toronto, at Miami. And then the schedule, God, I mean, they have a brutal schedule until the second half, but their whole first half is pretty brutal. Again, they just need to tread water, get a few games above 500, and then once you get to the easier part of your schedule later on before the All-Star break and so on, then you can start to make a run. But the Rays right now are getting bailed out. That the AL is really bad right now, and the AL East is not where it has been the last 5 years. And so you're right. The Rays, again, there are never must-win games in April, but it would be very detrimental if the Rays lose 2 of 3 and they finish this week 1-5 after going 5-1 the previous week. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm Kevin Cash, I think Kevin Cash is in a tough spot right now with the lineup, and especially because, as Gary says, 2023 Josh Lowe. I loved 2023 Josh Lowe. He was awesome. If the Rays could even he doesn't even have to hit 290. If he hits 270 and plays a good right field, I mean, just imagine the depth. The depth that would provide. I mean, look, you have your top 4. You have your top 5 because I'm a Brandon Lau believer. I believe that he will start hitting. So you're going to go Simpson, Aranda, Junior, Yandy, Brandon Lau. Those are 5 really good hitters. If you get Hyesung Kim and then Josh Lowe, those are 7 really good hitters that are going to play every day. And then if you could feature in a Miser, if Morel could show any sort of consistency, and then you just keep going. If Cabby can even hit 250 and steal 30 bags, it's just would be much appreciated. And again, the Rays just have to tread water until maybe 2 weeks until Josh Lowe is back, maybe another month until we get Hyesung Kim back. But it's coming. This lineup is coming close to being completed with everyone coming back healthy. And again, the pitching and the bullpen are doing this despite big injuries to both of them. So there's still some things to be positive about, even though the Rays got swept. But I mean, the negatives are much more outweighing the positives right now. So if you have any more comments, get them in right now. I appreciate everyone getting in here, as this will be one of our earlier starts this season with the getaway day. As we preview tomorrow is Ryan Pepio versus Max Fried. And obviously Max Fried dominated the Rays last time they played, and Pepio has always pitched the Yankees well. So the Rays never hit aces well. You saw it today with Lugo. The Rays can't hit anyone well, but they really especially could not hit aces well. So they didn't hit Max Fried well the first time they played. Can they bounce back now that they've seen him once? I sure hope so. But you're going to see a whole lot of righties and hopefully Jonathan Aranda. So that game is right around 7 Eastern. So we'll be live tomorrow night at the normal time, which will be about 10 Eastern, 9:30 to 10 to 10:15 Eastern, depending on the length of the game. So I appreciate everyone for hopping in here today again with the early start. Again, if you made it all the way to the end, leave a like and comment. Want to hear your guys' voices on this super disappointing Rays loss. As we get to one more James Kep comment, he says Morel will figure it out. I sure hope so, because if Morel figures it out, and I'm not even talking about Morel needs to hit 270. If Morel hits 250 and hits 25 home runs, that is it's just anything for the Rays to get out of him. That's not 200 with an insane K rate. He just needs to get the strikeouts down, and like he was doing in that stretch during the road trip when he was really good. But again, this has been Christopher Morel this season. Started out the season super strong, slumped. Road trip, he was really good. Last 4 games, 1 for 14. So it's like a roller coaster with him. So we pray to see the consistency. But that's all we got time for. Again, thank you guys all so much for being in here. We're building a really good community, and I love it. The best part of my day is being able to talk Rays baseball with you guys. And the best part about baseball, the Rays play again tomorrow. So again, if you made it to the end of this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys tomorrow night.